1. A nursing instructor provides students with a lengthy clinical article and asks them to identify key strategies for medication error prevention. Which adult learning principle is primarily being applied in this task? A. Rote memorization of facts. B. Passive knowledge absorption. C. Relevance to real-life experiences. D. Standardized test preparation. 2. A mentor assigns a new healthcare educator to read and analyze a regulatory policy document on patient privacy. What reading comprehension skill is most critical for ensuring the mentee can align future training sessions with policy? A. Summarizing narrative tone. B. Identifying figurative language. C. Extracting procedural directives. D. Detecting persuasive bias. 3. An instructional designer reviews a peer-reviewed article to determine whether its findings support the inclusion of simulation-based education in the curriculum. What must the designer focus on during reading? A. Emotional impact of the study. B. Statistical relevance and methodology. C. Length of the article. D. Anecdotal evidence only. 4. During an evaluation workshop, participants read a case study involving low learner engagement. Which reading strategy best supports them in identifying root causes? A. Reading without note-taking. B. Skimming for names and dates. C. Close reading with inference making. D. Scanning for bullet points. 5. A curriculum developer reads a legislative update impacting clinical training hours. What is the most appropriate reading outcome for regulatory compliance? A. Rewriting the policy in simpler language. B. Ignoring minor wording changes. C. Extracting and integrating actionable mandates. D. Posting the update for students without comment. 6. A facilitator leads a seminar on mentorship strategies using an academic article. What element of reading comprehension must participants use to critique the validity of the proposed mentorship models? A. Personal agreement with the author. B. Structural layout of the text. C. Critical evaluation of sources and arguments. D. Speed of reading completion. 7. An instructor provides an evidence-based article to adult learners and asks them to discuss implications for patient safety training. Which adult learning theory does this approach align with? A. Behaviorism. B. Andragogy. C. Classical conditioning. D. Operant conditioning. 8. A mentoring program requires participants to read mentee case logs and evaluate progress. What reading skill supports unbiased evaluation? A. Reading for entertainment. B. Predictive guessing. C. Identifying patterns and supporting evidence. D. Focusing on grammatical accuracy. 9. A health education coordinator assigns a lengthy government report to be read and summarized in preparation for a compliance audit. What instructional strategy supports reading comprehension of this complex material? A. Assigning reading without discussion. B. Encouraging group discussion and clarification. C. Giving a timed quiz immediately. D. Expecting silent reading followed by independent report writing. 10. A mentor asks a new educator to read a curriculum review report and identify areas requiring improvement. This task supports which element of adult learning? A. Dependent learning. B. Passive retention. C. Self-directed learning. D. Rigid instruction following. 11. In a regulatory workshop, attendees must read and interpret policy excerpts to determine alignment with institutional practices. Which comprehension skill is most essential? A. Recognizing thematic elements. B. Understanding character development. C. Making intertextual comparisons. D. Interpreting technical language and application. 12. A team of educators reads a study comparing traditional and problem-based learning models. What should they look for to inform curriculum development? A. Author's professional background. B. Summary statistics and applied outcomes. C. Number of charts in the article. D. Length of participant biographies. 13. A compliance officer assigns a team to read inspection reports for trends and violations. What reading technique ensures valid trend analysis? A. Memorizing all dates. B. Highlighting subjective opinions. C. Synthesizing factual patterns. D. Focusing only on the most recent report. 14. A mentor evaluates a mentee's ability to read and critique a continuing education article. Which outcome best indicates higher-order comprehension? A. Paraphrasing the article's introduction. B. Memorizing author credentials. C. Evaluating methodological rigor and bias. D. Listing all subheadings. 15. A nurse educator reads state guidelines to adjust a clinical evaluation rubric. Which reading purpose is most aligned with regulatory compliance? A. Verifying grammar and tone. B. Extracting performance standards. C. Assessing narrative flow. D. Summarizing unrelated sections. 16. In a faculty meeting, instructors review accreditation criteria documents. Which reading approach supports curriculum alignment? A. Focusing only on headings. B. Reading linearly without notes. C. Analyzing criteria against current practices. D. Skimming for dates and names. 17. A mentor gives an article on adult learning preferences to a new instructor and asks them to develop an engagement strategy. Which reading comprehension outcome is most relevant? A. Ability to critique writing style. B. Ability to apply theory to practice. C. Memorization of all author quotations. D. Ranking the article's popularity. 18. An educator reads a research review to determine best practices for evaluating student performance. What reading comprehension skill supports this objective? A. Surface-level reading. B. Literal interpretation only. C. Synthesis of findings across studies. D. Skimming conclusions only. 19. A program director reads feedback from students regarding online learning barriers. What must they prioritize in comprehension to enhance the mentoring system? A. Interpreting student sentiment and themes. B. Dismissing outlier comments. C. Prioritizing longest responses. D. Converting responses into formal citations. 20. In a communication training course, participants read transcripts of failed provider-patient interactions. What reading task enhances understanding of miscommunication? A. Rewriting transcripts as success stories. B. Identifying verbal and nonverbal missteps. C. Ranking participants by performance. D. Skipping non-clinical details. Reading Comprehension Test. The Reading Comprehension Test is designed to assess an individual's ability to understand, interpret, and critically evaluate written material. It measures essential skills such as identifying main ideas, recognizing supporting details, drawing inferences, analyzing tone and purpose, and applying information to real-world scenarios. This test plays a crucial role in fields requiring high-level literacy and analytical thinking, including education, healthcare, law, and business. By presenting diverse texts, ranging from technical documents to narrative passages, it challenges test takers to demonstrate not just surface-level understanding, but also deeper cognitive skills like synthesis, application, and evaluation. Here are the top 5 beneficial uses of Reading Comprehension exam. 1. Assessing critical thinking skills. Reading comprehension tests evaluate a person's ability to analyze, synthesize, and interpret information, which is vital for decision-making and problem-solving in academic and professional settings. 2. Enhancing educational placement. These tests help determine appropriate learning levels and identify areas where students or professionals may need support or advanced instruction. 3. Supporting licensing and certification. Many regulatory and credentialing bodies use reading comprehension assessments to ensure candidates can understand complex policies, procedures, and evidence-based guidelines. 4. Improving workplace communication. Reading comprehension ensures professionals can accurately interpret emails, manuals, protocols, and reports, reducing errors and miscommunication. 5. Fostering lifelong learning. Strong reading comprehension encourages independent learning and adaptation by enabling individuals to confidently engage with new materials and evolving information.